All right, everybody out there in the Craft Chest Nation, it's Craft Chest here, and this is my entry into the old school SPL challenge put on by Williston Audio Labs, Big D, and hifivega. And I'm sure there's other people involved, but those are the main two peoples that I know about. And I'm going to actually have to show you a few videos. First of all, show you the equipment, doing the walk around, the first run that we had, and then we'll actually show a tweaked run where we actually did some adjustments on the head unit because I just installed a brand new head unit yesterday. And I think that was kind of a mistake because maybe it's just my ears picking up a cleaner sound. I don't know. It does have a 4-watt output versus the old unit, which was like 2.5 watts, 3 watts, thereabout. And why that would make a difference, I don't know. But just to me, you know, the feel and the hear didn't seem like it had the rumble that it did with the old head unit. I know that sounds weird. You know, you should put, you know, higher end equipment, get higher results, but it just don't seem like to me it was. But that's neither here nor there. This is my results, and let's get on in here. And here's actually, I was going back over the rules on hifivega and Williston Audio Labs. I'll put a link to their channels right down here in the description. Go check them out if you like car audio. And they also have a podcast vidcast they call 12E Talk every Wednesday at like 7 p.m. Central US. All right, so I have a Punch 150 A2. This actually fell off of it. I don't know if y'all be able to see that, but I got to put that back on there. The little emblem. Punch 150 A2, 4 ohm, 2 channel, 60 watts, puts it at 120. So I'm in the 101 to 250 challenge range. All right, and here's what we're working with right here. Let me just do this walkthrough right here. Right, so this is what's in the car. 2 Sundown Audio LCS 12s. Here's the amp that we're going to be running, and old school Punch 150 SA2, I think it is. And yeah, I say SA2. It's not. I was thinking of SA model on subwoofers. Anyway, RCAs, I gotta kind of wedge them out for them to get a bite, I guess is what, for lack of better. But this is what we're going to be running, and I'll have the walk around and everything else shortly. So there we go on that, and we're going to queue up the next video, which is going to be the walk around. So let's do that. Oh shit, that's loud. It's closed up. Windows closed. Meter on the spot here. There's the meter. All right, and I'm going to pause it here briefly. This is the head unit that I got, and I don't have the model number in front of me, but it is a JVC. These guys highly recommended this particular head unit. If you recognize it, I mean, the box is in there, but I'm not going to go and grab it. I can actually see it from here. But this is the head unit that I had versus the old head unit, which wasn't even worth mentioning. I'm not going to. Y'all probably say, oh, man, you're crazy. This one ought to be doing better. But anyway, here's the rest of the walk around. Seal it back up. Car's running. Got the AC blowing. Because if you're really going to go old school, back in the day, you wanted to get it as cold as you possibly could. That was our trick back then. But here's the first run that we did without any type of, you know, tweaks on it. I don't know why he just did that, but okay. All right, there we go. 134.8. That was just raw. The head unit was not set up properly. I knew it wasn't. And then we went in, did some runs, tweaked it, did some runs, tweaked it. And all this is sealed up. I know I probably should have a video showing so where I'm doing in there, but they wouldn't let me use their meter for some reason, so I had to download an app, sound generator tone, using YouTube on some of it, whatever. So let's move on to the next video, which is after we tweak it, and this is the results that we got after we tweaked it. Now 135.8 was my peak at 50 hertz. All right, we tried 48, we tried 35, we tried 55, we tried 60. We went all the way from a sweep to find the peak, which was at 50 hertz. So that's what we ended up sticking with. And we did all kind of different ones. And no matter where we were, it dropped significantly. 134, 132. It dropped down, way down, like 124. The lower, wait, not the lower, but the higher we went, which was kind of odd because sometimes the higher frequencies will actually, I don't know. Anyway, it was weird. But 50 hertz is where we peaked out, And then the guy that was actually doing the meter for me on the turn lab here, he said, you know, I want to do an outlaw run just to see, because after I showed him the setup that I had, he was like, man, this is a sealed box? I was like, that's awesome, man. I didn't really think you could, you know, I didn't think we would get that results now that I know you had a sealed box. And, you know, why didn't you go ported? That's a whole different story. I'll do that in another video, because I'm supposed to make these videos real short. That's why I'm talking really fast. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, let's go on to the next video. This was an outlaw run. 135.8. Same exact results. And this right here was, this was like, I don't know, 2 or 3 runs later. He said, let me do some, I know some tricks and tips. And he, you know, he pushed the seat forward. You know, we stood on our head. One of us was on the hood, one pushing the door shut. You know, a hat on the dashboard, move a pillow over 2 inches to the side. We did everything, and it never would go above 135.8. So that is going to be our entry into the old school SPL challenge, running 212-inch on an old school Punch 150 A2 model. And I think that's all the videos that I have. Yeah, that's it. So we're going to close that down, and that's it. Now we can rip everything out in the next couple of weeks, because we're either going to be going with 6 or 8 LCS 12s off into the Cobalt, aka the Defiant, and then throw some real power. Oh yeah, we're going to throw some real power off inside of there. And I haven't decided if I'm going to go, I don't know what amp I'm going to run. And there's a bunch of amps that I have on a list. It's all just about getting them now. I don't know, those 1200.1s are actually looking kind of interesting to me. But we got to get the wiring ripped out of there, get some new wiring. These people up the street, I had no clue, briefly. I had no clue. They're less than 2 miles away from my house. I've been cruising the coast trying to find a place to do this metering. They're literally right there. That was my, you big dummy. Oh, man. But anyway, let me get out of here. Thank you, hifivega, Williston Audio Labs, and everybody out there in the old school realm of car audio. It's a craft of the mind. Go out there and have some fun. And get your boom on, everybody. Woo!